Well, welcome to the No Tobacco Now project presentation. I'm excited to be able to present this information to you. We can let you get to know the project a little bit better and bring it to you in a way that's informative and enjoyable. So, welcome to the project introduction, and we'll get into our presentation. Well, I'd like to start by introducing you to the staff. Of course, there I am, Michael Thompson, the director. And unfortunately, since I made this presentation, I had to let a couple of our staff go. They just weren't working out. Bit controversial. So we look forward to refilling those positions with folks that are less controversial. That's the community engagement coordinator and, of course, the office assistant. So we look forward to that. Now let's talk about smoking. Did you know that secondhand smoke killed 41,000 people last year? What are we doing to protect our families? Did you know that? You may ask, exactly what is it that the No Tobacco Now project is trying to do? Well, number one, you'll see on this chart that we have a list of 4 things that are our priorities. And that is, number one, to educate and inform our people. Give them information that will help them to make good decisions when it comes to commercial tobacco. The second one is create a coalition of tribal members. And what's neat about this is it will involve the youth, the tribal elders, the parents, the tribal council members. This will create a core group for us so that we can have a No Tobacco Now coalition and really help to spread the word regarding the dangers of commercial tobacco. The third one is a smoke-free housing and administrative office policy. Yeah, this is one that takes into consideration the rights of the non-smoker to live in a smoke-free, clean air environment. And I'd like to add to that is that this particular policy is going to protect people from secondhand smoke. It'll protect them from third-hand smoke, which is what leaks over into other apartments in our apartment complexes. And it's also going to save money in terms of move-outs and how much work we have to put in to maintain these particular units where smokers live. It's very expensive to have smokers live in a complex because it can permeate the building structure. And we'll have some seminars on that particular subject as well. Now, the fourth item here is a tribal tax provision on all sales of tobacco products sold by Enterprise Rancheria. Thereby, we'll be able to finance a continued tobacco education program and add to it so that we're able to continue to educate our people on health matters. Did you know that the chemicals in this one cigarette, if you lined them up side by side, the words that meant the chemicals on a tape, and you pull that tape, it'd be longer than 2 football fields? That's a lot of tape. Now, why is the No Tobacco Now project important? Well, as you can see here, advertising. The large tobacco companies are advertising with over $9 billion a year in the US alone to our young people. Do we truly want them to set the narrative for our young people? I would say the answer is no. So the No Tobacco Now project gives a different narrative. It gives a different narrative for our young people so that we can give them the information that is true about commercial tobacco. As you can see, they presented as something that's really fun, really tantalizing, and that's what we're combating. We don't want our young ones just to get into something without knowledge. We want them to know so they can make good decisions and trust them to make those good decisions. We all hold our tradition close to our heart. especially the native traditions. Some of us are old enough to remember the older ones singing the grass game songs till all hours of the night. These are the types of things that warm our hearts, and we don't want to allow our young ones to forget that. I firmly believe that if we teach our young ones the proper use of traditional tobacco, is something that will bring them closer to their heritage, that will pull us all together, because it gives us a foundation, and it's part of the foundation of our past. We look at the traditions of our native culture as sometimes impractical because of the world that we live in, but we bring it honor by remembering it and by appreciating it. Yeah, we can never go back, but we can certainly get the main lessons that come from those traditions. Now, traditional tobacco, we use it in order to give honor to the one that has given us life, the one that gave life to whatever animal. We sprinkle it over an animal when we hunt, thanking the Creator for the food, when we pull an herb or something from the ground. See, this is a reminder that we are spiritual people, that we're human. And so it brings us closer as a human family, as a tribe. So we want to hold on to that. And that's part of what our No Tobacco Now project is about. Did you know that the average non-smoker lives 10 years longer than a smoker? Now, if that ain't a kick in the britches for all you smokers out there. Food, shelter, and clothing. Certainly priorities and necessities of life. And as a tribal council, you've made sure that throughout the years that our people have been well taken care of. We can see it through the programs that have been created, the relationship that we have with the tribal health organization locally. And certainly we see that these programs are designed for those that are truly in need. For that, thank you. And through the rest of our presentation, we're going to see things that we can add to that and that are, of course, being considered in order to help our people have happy and healthy lives. Well, we can see there are other priorities, such as money. Yeah, money is important because it can change our lives for the good, and it can help us bring ourselves up as a people. Certainly, when it's used correctly, it can do just that. That's why continued education is so important. And of course, good health, in order to be able to enjoy the prosperity that we're seeing now. We want our people to have long, healthy lives so that they can be productive and they can be happy and continue to thrive. And you notice the chart just below that, the centerpiece being healthy people. But there are things that create a healthy people. And you'll notice the bottom one is family structure. Within the family, that's a key place, isn't it, for all of our people. Social connectedness, that means a camaraderie, feeling like they're a part of something bigger than they are. It gives them purpose. Response and preparedness, what does that mean? Well, it means that they're in a position to be able to get help when an emergency occurs or be self-sustaining. Again, education. Living conditions, well, as a tribe, we've done really good with that in helping our people in need. Healthcare, the relationship we have with Feather River Tribal Health certainly shows that that's a priority for us. And you'll notice that last one at the very top is health literacy. And really that's where the No Tobacco Now project comes in. It's projects like this that help add to the whole. And it gives our people what they need in order to make good decisions when it comes to their health. And so we want to give them a fighting chance and add to this amalgam of things that create healthy people or a healthy, happy people. And so that's what our goal is by the things that we're doing with the program. Now here's a sample of the education material that our project is developing. It's about vaping for young people, highlighting the importance of knowing what they're getting into. And there's 4 reasons in this little brochure why not to vape. And it's really designed for parents to go through it with their children. And also highlighted Kermit because young ones can relate and put a little humor into it. So we're kind of looking at it from that perspective, just to get young ones' attention. Here's an example of what we would put on a Facebook page as a post, talking about the damage that COPD does to the lung, showing the difference between a healthy lung and one that is damaged, trying to kind of put a picture in people's mind as to the damage that is being caused inhaling tobacco smoke. But it also shows that it affects those around us with the secondhand smoke. Again, the realization, but we threw in a little bit of humor as well. Now, these next 2 slides, they show reporting from location, which is effective, and giving some realization to the points being made about the dangers of smoking. So we'll just let you enjoy those. Here they come.
Did you know that in one cigarette there's some 7,000 chemicals? Now, if you were to take those chemicals, write them down on a piece of tape, and then spread that tape out as far as it'd go, did you know it would go some 2 football fields long? Now that's a lot of tape. It's Mike Thompson, No Tobacco Now. We're out in the field doing a very important experiment. We're going to figure out what in the world is going in your lungs when you puff on a cigarette. I found a volunteer that actually smokes, and we're going to see exactly what's going on when she, Debbie, is going to be puffing on her cigarette. Okay, so here she is, my dear friend Debbie, and she's going to give us a shot at what's really going on here. So here's the before picture. All right, now let's see what's going on. She's taking a puff on that cigarette, and what do we got? This is what came off that one. Oh my word. Now that's an experiment. So, Mike Thompson signing off. No Tobacco Now. Hear that, Debbie? Okay.
In closing, I'd like to thank you for your attention and being able to present this information for your benefit, for you to get to know the project a little better and what we're trying to accomplish. And may a blessing be with each and every one of us in working hard for our people. So thank you for the opportunity. I left you with a little packet, each one, in order to review some of the teaching materials that have been developed, along with a look at the clean air policy that we'd like to adopt for our housing and administrative officers. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions at all, please, you can contact me individually as a group. But I just want to thank you for the opportunity to present my material. So have a good day.